So I'm a little late to the party since these came out a few years ago, but they still had great reviews, so I got myself these Sennheiser Momentum 4, so I'm excited to take a look at it and give my first impressions of these. Here's everything that comes in the box. Now this is going to be a semi-hard case. It's not plastic, but it's also not one of those pouch case materials. And this does feel pretty nice and does look quite elegant. And we got the Sennheiser logo in the center. But most importantly, let's see what's inside. Okay, so the left side was surprisingly heavy, and that's because we do have a bit of things in here. Actually, no, I think, yeah, the material of this is actually thicker than I thought, so that's actually pretty impressive. Oops, that's not a good idea. All right, before we take a look at this, let's take a look at this. On the left side, there's gonna be this like user guide and lets us know how all the different controls work. And then here's gonna be another manual, as well as the auxiliary cord, which is surprisingly thin. I figured they'd be a little bit thicker, but it is what it is. Thankfully, we do have L-shaped on this side. And for those airplane rides, it also does come with this 2-prong adapter. And now for the right side, I'm not gonna drop these headphones again. In the center, there's gonna be the USB-C charging cable. And I like the fact that everything is gonna be brown themed. And now lastly, the headphones themselves. All right, so I definitely turned them on by accident because the light's currently blinking on and off, but these look really, really nice. I'm a fan of the look immediately. And the reason I went for this type of color was it just looked more elegant. I didn't want like the flat out black look. This looks really nice. I don't know what else to say. The top of the band has like this fabric-like material. And now taking a look at the ear cups, they're all gonna be brown, nice and squishy. Wow, this is actually extremely squishy before. I've never had headphones that I remember that are this squishy on the ear cups. This is the right ear cup. It's gonna be a touch control, so it lets us know what to do. So let me just take that off. Oh, it's quite sticky. And that's what the capacitive touch end looks like. And on the right side, we're gonna have smart control and the QR code to download the app. So I'll download that in a second and show you. Here's how they look like on me. And yeah, as suspected, these do feel very comfortable. So, oh, it's got like this welcoming sound, and the active noise cancellation seems to be on because as I talk, yeah, I don't hear myself fully, so yeah, this feels pretty cool. And I keep hearing that sound. I think it's trying to find Bluetooth, or it's telling me to connect. So let me actually get to my phone and connect to Bluetooth because, again, I'm really excited to test this out. Here we got Momentum 4 right there. And then I heard that noise again. All right, it says pairing successful, connected. And now, handy enough, it tells me that the app is not installed. So I can install this, press App Store. Sennheiser Smart Control, there you go. Click Get, and I'll open that up in a few seconds once that's ready. All right, the app is ready to use, and here's what the screen looks like. So I'll press Start, Improvement Program, allow access to information on how to use Smart Control to help us create better products for you. Sure, I'll click Allow. All new My Device view puts you back in control. Next, explore new features and the world of Sennheiser in the Discover section. Next. Here, hopefully you can see a little bit better. Unlock new features with a Sennheiser account. That's all. All right, never miss out. I'll continue without notifications. Allow Bluetooth. Allow. Add product. Headphones. Momentum 4 right there. And now it's connecting to the app. So I'll give it a few seconds. All right, how to connect. It says press and hold for 5 seconds. So there's going to be, oh, is there a physical button on it? Let me take these headphones off and check. Okay, yeah, there is a physical button right here right next to the lights. So hold for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, it says no connection. Oh, right here it says Bluetooth pairing request, so I can pair that. And it said pairing successful, connected, so start. All right, control ambient sound, use active noise cancellation, ANC, and transparency to control the ambient sound experience now. All right, yes, of course. ANC is currently on, that's what I was hearing, and now let me go to transparency mode. And, oh wow. This sounds like, yeah, I can hear myself talking. This feels kind of weird. And also a car passed earlier and I felt that, or I heard that. And this is really amplifying just the sounds in this room, because right now I have a light right behind me. It's gonna be like a light dome, and it does make noise, and I could actually hear that noise with these headphones. It's like a faint noise. But when I take them off, that noise is very, very little that it's hard to hear. So yeah, it amplifies the sound a lot more. And let's see what the next part is. All right, so sound just for you. This equalizer lets you personalize your sound and create a unique listening experience. All right, no music playback, yep. So we have dance. Oh, I move it here. Dance, rock, neutral, pop, and classical. So in this case, I guess I'll just leave it for dance for now, and then I just want to explore these different settings first. All right, oh, okay, looks like there's a firmware update. So I am going to install that. Download, install. Oh, 20 minutes, okay. All right, guess I'll be back in 20 minutes when this is finished. All right, so it's the next day, so I had a chance to test out these headphones, and I must say they sound pretty good, and they're also pretty comfortable. They're very comfortable around my ear, and that's because of these soft earmuffs, and my ear just rests right inside here in the middle, and it doesn't feel like this is like pushing up against my ear, so I can use these for hours, and they'll still be comfortable. The only thing I did notice about these is my ears got warm, not hot to the point I have to take them off, but they did get warm, which I'm not used to, mainly because I mostly use AirPods or little earbuds. I don't normally use like over-ear headphones much, so I'm not sure how warm they should feel, but it's not like I'm sweating on the inside. Now let's go on to the app a little bit more. So starting with connection management, I currently have it connected to two things, which is going to be my phone and my MacBook Pro. And the cool thing about this is when I'm playing music on my phone and I then pause on my phone and I go to my computer and I play a video or start editing, whatever, the audio will automatically sync to there. So now I'm gonna have control of the computer instead of the phone, and then when I pause whatever I'm playing on the computer and then play a song here, it'll automatically switch as well too. So that's really convenient. Although there is a slight delay, maybe like a quarter of a second, maybe half a second before it starts playing, but that's about it. And now some other stuff, let's take a look at my sound. So when we go to equalizer, this is just the standard sound that it's gonna be, although you can further edit it. Down over here, you can change it. Change the EQ and then just save it as whatever preset. So I saved it as example here, for example. Now, if we want some other settings that the Sennheiser app comes with, we can use bass boost, and this is basically just going to increase the bass. And when listening to music with bass, I feel like it increased it maybe like 50%. I felt like it was a lot more near me, like the bass just felt heavier. And I mean, as the name suggests, it's more intense bass. Now with podcast, it says it's supposed to enhance speech clarity. I couldn't really tell much about that, but it's there. I would probably just mess with a bass boost, or something else that they do have is going to be sound personalization. So I didn't get a chance to do this now, so I can do it on camera. But from what I've heard, let's just start with it. So sound personalization. All right, truly tailor your headphones to your unique listening preference. Smart pause is unavailable while your sound is being personalized. It will automatically reactivate it after sound personalization, so okay. All right, so now let me just read through this. Put on your headphones. In the following, you will hear 3 tracks of songs highlighting strings, bass, and drums. For the best sound personalization experience, move to a quiet place. Check. Continue. All right. That's a good volume. That's good. There. All right, so I just compared the equalizer and the sound personalization, and the personalization that I did definitely does work, and it feels like it emphasizes the other instruments in the background. Now I'm pretty sure I increased the bass and the drums, so I can hear that a lot more forward, and then the voice is like a little bit less, or the actual vocals are a little bit less, so it does sound pretty nice. And I probably would just stick to sound personalization now from now on. Now another feature this has is going to be sound zones, which I've never heard of before, but apparently this lets you automatically adjust your sound experience, your sound features, depending on where you're at. So if you want a certain volume, a certain bass level, at a certain place where you're at, it'll automatically adjust it depending on where you are. And of course, it's going to use your location, your settings, which this kind of sounds like a gimmick to me. I probably won't be using this, but it's cool that you do have the option to do some personalization like that, and you can set up to 20 different sound zones. So for now, I'm probably not going to mess with this. Now we also have adaptive, which lets us switch between active noise cancellation and transparency mode, so we can either manually adjust it right over here on the app, or we can just have it adjust automatically depending on what the environment is like, which I did have it set to that before, so I was wondering why things kept switching. But in my case, I just want to keep it, just set it and forget it, and I would probably always have ANC on. Now, as far as further settings goes, here you can see what it looks like. Wind noise reduction, I have it set to auto. Phone calls, active transparency during phone calls, so that does make sense, so you can hear a little bit of what's going on outside. Auto pause, it automatically pauses your music when transparency mode is activated. Now going down to touch controls, so I do have this activated, but if for some reason you don't want any of the touch controls, you can turn it off. And there's actually a lot of different settings it has. For starters, the standard ones would be swipe up, swipe down, volume down. And these are two next ones that I didn't know existed, which is stretch for more transparency or pinch for less transparency. And this is gonna move this over here. Oops, let me go back. So as you can see, it moves up 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and 5. And now this is full transparency mode, so now I can hear myself talk, or I can pinch. And this seems like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And then during phone calls, we can swipe forward to accept, swipe back to end the call, hold it to reject a call, and if you are in a call, you can double tap to toggle between the two calls, and when you're accepting the second call, you could just tap to accept that second call. And then of course, during playback, during audio, we got the tap once to play, tap once to pause, swipe forward for next track, swipe backwards for previous track, and we also have fast forward and rewind simply by swiping forward and holding, that'll fast forward it, and then swiping back and holding, that'll rewind, and then tap twice for transparency level. And that's about it for the app. And then one more cool feature, when I take the headphones off, when there's music playing, it's actually gonna automatically pause.